In this video, I'm going to explain how you can find freelancers to help you with your book. As always, if you want to see more videos like this, just hit the subscribe button. And then if you stick around until the end of the video, I'll show you how to get useful content off of my website. Specifically, what we're going to cover is how to use freelancing sites to find beta readers and editors for your book. I'm also going to cover how to choose a specific freelancer that's a good fit for you and what you should expect from them. If you've watched my previous video on the 7 types of editing, you might remember that the first 2 types of editors you probably don't need a freelancer for. The first type is self-editing, so you should be doing that yourself. The second type is critique, so you should be using fellow writers either from your writing groups or from your social media groups for that type of editing. Now, when you get into beta reading, the other types of editing and proofreading, that's a great place to use freelancers. And freelancers are simply people who have experience doing a certain type of job, and they're willing to hire themselves out to whoever wants to pay for their services. There are 4 websites that I love for freelancers. My number 1 choice is Fiverr, especially for editing. Fiverr has a lot of editors, and they're very reasonably priced. My number 2 choice for sites that offer freelancers is freelancer.com. And they may not have as much of a selection for editors. They're really good when you get into needing a book cover. And we'll talk about that in a future video. Another option is 99 Designs. They're also really good at formatters as well as book cover designers. And then finally, Upwork. Upwork is great for highly professional, very polished editing. They're more expensive than Fiverr, so I recommend you start with Fiverr. And if you're not happy with the quality of work and you want something that's extremely professional and you're willing to pay for it, you might want to consider Upwork. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Fiverr to find freelancers to help you with your book. The process is very similar on these other sites. So whether you use Fiverr or Freelancer or 99 Designs or Upwork or a different freelancing site, this process should work for all of those sites. First of all, I want you to go to Fiverr's website, and it's Fiverr, Fiverr.com. And when you get to their homepage, what you'll see is a search area where you can search for the type of services you want. So let's go ahead and search for beta reader, and that will pull up a list of people who are willing to beta read your book. And you can see a very long list. One thing you can tell right off the bat is what their ratings are. So 5-star obviously is the highest rating they can get, and how many people have rated their services. So if somebody has 5 stars and they have over 20, 30, 40 raters, that's fantastic. That means they should be providing great services. So let's go ahead and go into one of the beta readers and take a look. So for this beta reader, 49 people have rated her. 5 stars is the average. And if you go look at those reviews, it looks like the reviews have some detail. So that's good. What you don't want to do is find somebody who has ratings that are high, but the people rating them haven't left much of a description. Sometimes I wonder if somebody hasn't really written much of a description for a freelancer, did they really have that great of an experience? It looks like people had a very good experience with this freelancer. So the ratings and the reviews on this freelancer are very good. Now let's check the price. Her profile shows that she will read up to 5,000 words for $5. Let's go ahead and look at her premium package. She'll do 30,000 words for $30. So that's pretty good. If you've got a fairly short book and it's 30,000 words, she'll beta read it for $30. And for that, she will provide feedback on pace and flow, narrator's voice, formatting, characters, dialogue. This is really good. If you can find beta readers who provide this many services for this price, you want to remember them. So let's go ahead and click on this little heart because we're going to want to remember her. And when I try and click on the heart, it'll say, hey, for us to remember her, we have to have your account. And that way, every time you log in, we'll be able to show you the list of people that you've tagged. So I'm going to log in using my Fiverr account. If you don't have an account yet, then go ahead and enter your email address, continue. It'll ask you for a password. It'll take you through the process of opening an account. I already have an account, so I'm going to sign in. Now it shows me that I have added her to a list. You can create custom lists in Fiverr, which is really useful. As you can see, I've created lists that are gigs I love, book marketing options, beta readers, developmental editors, line editors, copy editors, proofreaders. So I recommend you create a list and then create separate lists for each type of freelancer you might be looking for. I've already got one for beta readers, so you can go ahead and create one for beta readers and then each type of editing you might want. Now, let's say we want to reach out to her. Let's choose a premium package, $30 for 30,000 words. I'm going to hit continue. And here's where I send her instructions. So I'm going to check out. The charge is going to be $30 plus a service fee. That's how Fiverr makes their money. And as I continue to check out, the next steps in the process will be to upload my manuscript. She will get back to me within 7 days. So that was what she had on her profile. 7-day delivery, up to 30,000 words, and she'll provide a reader report. So as a reader of that type of book, she will report back to me what she thought of the book and suggestions for improvement. You can use exactly the same process for any type of editor. So let's go ahead and check out another type of editor. Go back to Fiverr's home screen and let's type in developmental editor. When you type that in, you get a long list of developmental editors. And you can see lots of them with 5 stars. Some of them, their services start at $25. Some of them $5. If it's a developmental editor for $5, that probably means very few words. So that's up to 1,000 words. So if you wanted to do a bigger package, 45,000 words would be $75. So that's a really good rate for a developmental editor. I'm going to go ahead and save this one to my developmental editors list. I will also look and see what kind of services. Focus on the big picture, as you'd expect from a developmental editor. They accept fiction, memoirs. This one doesn't do nonfiction. So you want to read through the descriptions and make sure the freelancer you're looking for does the type of editing or the type of proofreading or the type of beta reading for the genre that you're in. So if I'm a nonfiction writer, I probably wouldn't choose this developmental editor. I would just go back and find a different one. In Fiverr, you can also filter out. So if you want to filter and say, I only want people who say they are book editors. I want people who can do nonfiction. There we go. 5 of them are specifically there for nonfiction, 61 for fiction. So let's look at the nonfiction developmental editors. And then seller details, I can choose top rated sellers. Level 1 is really good. Level 2 is not quite as many reviews, and new sellers are people who may not have any reviews yet. And then budget. So if I wanted to set my budget and say, I only want people who are maximum of $100. That's my budget for my developmental editing. Then it will filter out anybody who's above $100 for developmental edit. So great ratings, lots of reviews. You can flip through these people and see if they meet your budget needs. So this one's a lot more expensive. For 4,000 words, it's $60. If you go up to 16,000 words, it's $225. So that one might be outside my budget. I just keep looking for people who are in my budget, who have great ratings, great reviews, and are willing to edit the type of genre, the type of book that I'm doing. So that's how to use sites like Fiverr. If you go into Freelancer or Upwork or 99 Design or any other freelancing site, it's a very similar process. You search for the service you want. You go through the people who are listed to see which ones match up with your budget, which ones get good ratings, which ones seem to be a good fit for the genre of book that you're writing, and you can find some fabulous people. In terms of what you should expect from them, that's all included in their profile. So if you look through their profile, they will include information about what type of editing they'll provide, what they'll do, what they won't do, and they'll also give you different packages. Basic package is usually for the minimum number of words that they will do. The premium package is usually for more words. Now, if you find somebody who has a premium package and it's only a few thousand words, typically what they'll do is say, hey, if you want more words, just pay a higher amount and you can negotiate with them. You can send them messages, you can ask them questions. So before you hire an editor using a site like this, I recommend you're really clear with them on the number of words that you want them to edit and how much you're willing to pay for those number of words. It's a wonderful service. I love these freelancer sites. If you do your due diligence, check reviews, check ratings, read the descriptions, and you are buying the right package, you can get some great input from people who have experience editing books. Your action steps for this video are to go onto Fiverr and set up an account, and then search for potential beta readers and editors that you might want to use for your book, and then save those names to a list. And you can create separate lists. You can have a list for beta readers, a list for the different types of editors, and a list for proofreaders. And then you can go back to those later when you're ready to go through those steps in the process. As I promised, here's how you can get some useful information from my website. You can download a free copy of my self-publishing checklist, and that checklist will show you how to write, refine, and publish your first book. I hope this video has been useful. Again, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and good luck with your book and happy writing.